I need to accept the fact that I did damage. I took a life. That's when Jesus really came to my life. When I was a kid, I had grown up in church, so I knew all about Jesus. And I had got saved. Like I said the words. I even went to a call one time that's, where I felt like I was called to ministry. But I wasn't willing to do the other stuff. I wasn't willing to sacrifice what I needed to sacrifice. I wasn't willing to do all those things. So my heart wasn't in it. And, I had to experience the world first was kind of my view on it. And so when I was 14, I went astray. I started, experiment with drugs, drinking, a little partying. And then by the time I was 18, really 17, I had caught 8 felonies. The judge released me early. I went back out into life. I was doing pretty well. I found a really good girlfriend. I had a good job. I was working on a bunch of different things, beginning to save for a house, working on my credit score, got my license back. I'd been out about 2 years out of prison. Wrong place, wrong time. I'm drinking liquor, and it led to going to someone's house where they were doing meth, you know what I mean? And a bad decision. I said that I could do it one time, it'd be okay. And of course it never works that way. A month later I said it again. Well, that was okay that one time, And those times got closer and closer together. Within a couple of months, I was back to doing it every day again. And then once I started doing it again, I lost that hope that I had. I was beginning to lose sight of my goals and all those things. And then I had fallen all back into that, and I get pulled over one day, and I was in a stolen vehicle with dope on me. And I just thought, man, I can't go back to prison. And I ran so many times, it's automatically I'm gonna run. So I take off, and I'm on the high-speed chase with the highway patrol, and this lady had pulled up and hit her brakes to turn in right as I'm coming out. And by the time I could lock the brakes up, I hit her. Probably a half a second reaction time. When I came to a stop, I knew it was over with. I got out. They were, yelling at me. I got down on the ground, and they arrested me. 2 minutes later, the lady told me she was dead. And they were charging me first-degree murder. I really didn't think that in my addiction, I was never a violent person. I was never shooting anybody. I wasn't in gang activity or any of that. I never thought that my drug problems, all these things that I said I was only hurting myself in, would end up with me taking someone's life like that, and changing so many other people's life through that. I devastated my loved ones, my mom, my dad, my sister, everybody, all my family members. It's just so much to deal with in that time. So I think that was probably the lowest point. I told God in that moment, whatever I had going on, it's over. I need you for purpose. I need you for just everything in my life. Apparently, I'm a failure. I can't do it because it's not like this is my first time. And Jesus just gave me a comfort that there's just no way to explain in that moment. You know what I mean? The Prison Fellowship Academy has showed me so many of the things that I thought that I didn't need to know. Getting those tools that I need to understand why I'm still struggling with some of the things that I struggle with as a Christian has been life-changing for me. Ever since I've caught this case, my relationship with my family has gone up. So even though a lot of our interactions are on the phone, I'm there. They know that I'm doing well. That's a huge blessing to them. I think it was Rick Warren that said the area of your greatest ministry is usually the area of your greatest pain or trauma, So for me, the greatest pain was all those habits in my life that led to that devastation. So for me, if I can teach somebody something or show somebody something that is going to keep them out of ways of thinking and ways of living, that keep them from going what I go through, or allow them to use what I went through for good like it's done in my life, man, that's you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to do with that. And God has continuously provided opportunities for me to be able to learn and do that.